It's my party. It's my party. It's similar to the ones I've had before. The location was different, though. That wasn't too strange, was it? It was at a pizzeria one year. Another year, it was the zoo, and another year, it was a farm. This place was okay, I suppose. It was the only place my parents could get to give me a nice birthday party. It was very green and grassy, which was nice. But it was hard for my friends to play. There were a lot of stones to trip on. There weren't too many games this year. There was no musical chairs, no pin the tail on the donkey, or any water balloons. It was a little boring, really. It was a bit disappointing, since I knew Mommy and Daddy were a lot more creative than this. Even when they didn't have a lot of ideas, Aunt Ruth and Uncle Jack were pretty creative. Still, it was pretty basic. The decorations were nice, though. Despite a lack of games and toys, I sure was treated like the special birthday boy that I was. There were no magicians and no clowns, but I had a lot of party guests. My parties were normally my cousins, a few friends, and a handful of adults. I suppose maybe 30 in total. There were a lot more people now. A lot more of my classmates had come this year. I was glad to have so many new faces, even those of people I thought didn't like me so much. They were so nice to me this time. Lots of parents came too. It wasn't just them either. I had hundreds of people at my party. I was the most popular person in town. I felt like I was even the most popular in the world. It was great to be the center of attention. Who didn't like it? Though some things were a little frustrating, and no one even bothered to hear me out. Very few people actually looked at me directly, but they sure did say nice things about me. It was a strange feeling to be praised and ignored at the same time. Most of my guests never said a single word. They were just there, sitting in dead silence and simply just being there. I don't know if they really wanted to be there, but they sure were nice anyway. The cake was my favorite. It was marble. I never could decide if I wanted chocolate or vanilla, so I always got marble for my birthday. The icing would be different every year. It was white this year and had a clown with balloons on it. I liked clowns. Some of my friends were scared of them, but I liked how funny and colorful and happy they were. Uncle Jack brought the ice cream. It was my favorite. He brought the little bricks of Napoleon ice cream. It was the best because no one had to settle for just one flavor. Napoleon? No. What did Mommy call it? It wasn't Napoleon. It was something else. Neapolitan? Neapolitic? Neapolitan. Yes, that's what it was. Neapolitan. That was the best type of ice cream ever. The candles were lit, and many people sang happy birthday to me as expected. They didn't let me blow out my own candles, though. That was a real bummer. I had her wish ready and everything. Mommy blew them out instead. She cut the cake and began to serve everyone. Many of the guests didn't eat or seem interested in cake or ice cream. Their loss. The thing that confused me, though, was the order of the line. I was the birthday boy. I should have gotten the first and best slice. Mommy didn't give me a slice first, though. Jenny got the first slice, then Mark, then Justin, and so on. I almost didn't get any. At least I could depend on my cousin Claire. She was always so nice. She brought me a plate with cake and ice cream on it. She set it down for me and even said, "Here you go, Charlie. I made sure they saved your favorite part for you." She was the first person to talk directly to me all day. I waited for presents, but none were really given. I mean, not in boxes anyway. I didn't get to open anything. At least I got stuff, though. A few toys were handed to me. A lot of people brought flowers, too. That was so strange. Flowers are what you gave a girl when you wanted to be mushy. I wasn't some girl, and I didn't like being mushy. Everyone talked for a while again after that. My friends and relatives then began to leave bit by bit. The day went downhill from there. The tent was taken down, and all the goodies were put in the back of Daddy's truck. I'm not sure what happened. I think Mommy hurt herself because she started to cry, and Daddy had to hug her to make it all better. I tried to call them as they got into the truck. I called and even yelled, but they wouldn't look back or wait for me. It was just me and the other silent guests after that. They stayed with me at least. A stray dog licked up the melted ice cream and then ran off with my piece of cake. That was disappointing. I stared up at the sky and scowled and twisted my face in frustration. This was such a nice birthday, and a terrible one, all at the same time. My friends and family left me with all these strangers out here on the grassy hill full of stones. I guess I learned my lesson. Don't expect too much from a birthday party in a graveyard. Oh well, maybe things will be better next year. It's My Party kind of got a weird start. I don't know how many people know this, but, I used to like writing fan fiction every once in a while. And I had written a poke pasta. And for those who don't know what that is, a poke pasta is basically a Pokemon creepypasta. It was called Diamond in the Rough. But that doesn't have so much to do with this as the next attempt. I had tried to write another poke pasta or fan fiction regarding a birthday party, and it was also called It's My Party, and it had to do with I think it was the Drifloons and other types of ghost Pokemon. But it just didn't feel like the kind of thing that would fit in the forum that I was in. It wasn't really a scary story. It wasn't even creepy. It was just kind of there. So I figured I'd remove the Pokemon aspect and try to rework it into something else. And that's how it became how it is now. I personally think it becomes pretty obvious rather soon, but there are readers who don't see the end coming, and, either way, it's fine. It was just something I wanted to write, and it was just short and simple and, just kind of what it is. Anyway, there's not much else to really say about this. This actually did not have its own cover. It was not released as an ebook because it is very short. It wasn't long enough to really go through the process of creating an ebook. So this is one that's exclusively only seen in the collection, like Beware the Boogeyman.